Hey guys, so today I'm going to do a collective reading for anyone who clicks into this. Currently, we're just in the last week of Mercury retrograde, but we do have the 3-week shadow period, so do remember that. But a lot of people have gone through tower moments, and I've been asked to do this reading tonight very specifically. Do not do anything else, please do this. So we're going to do it tonight and see what has changed. So as my guides, my galactic guardians, my angels, my archangels, and my ascended masters, please help me to set my ego aside so that I can give the collective a reading that is in their highest good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's been a while for me. I'm going through a lot of tower moments myself. Alright, so the first card's going to be what changed for you. Your outlook on life has changed. You've like adapted an unforgiving attitude towards those that you have chosen to look down upon. You also may be taking without giving, or maybe only giving when things will be gained for you. There's a very materialistic outlook and approach about this. And it's arousing suspicion within others. How to live with this and move on, please. How to live with this and move on, please. So there may have been a loss of money with a business or financial endeavor. It's Mercury, so that happens. But it's left you unhappy and restless. You may be even having problems and difficulty, like with physical intimacy, like in that regard. And then the best way to live with it and move on is to not indulge in things that are going to create a self-sabotaging cycle, meaning like drinking or eating to excess, taking from others because you feel you've been taken from is something else I'm hearing. Just falling into like a really dark shadow side of self is what you want to avoid at the highest level right now. What can be learned from this change, please? There is a need to learn radical acceptance, to have the ability, to see when something is not as it seems, or won't be what you end up wanting it to be. And there isn't like an energy of settling, but it's like an energy of accepting what is exactly as it is, radical acceptance. Because you're disappointed about the setbacks and you feel that there are obstacles in your way. And it's almost like trying to fight the seasons and knowing that they're always going to change, you know, and just being accepting of that. This is just another season. It's just another change that's meant to happen. And how can they release these emotions in a healthy way, please? This is really kind of a heavy reading. It's like I feel the weight is lifting. I feel as if the hardest part is behind you. Thank you. I listen a lot to Abraham Hicks. And Abraham talks a lot about attempting to manifest things into the three-dimensional world, pulling it from our vortex, and actually pushing it further away by the focused intent on it. And she actually goes into detail about how easy it is to manifest by thinking about what it is you want for 17 seconds and then feeling the feeling of having it for those 17 seconds and then letting it go. That's it. Okay, cool. Next. And you're like in a relentless pursuit of things in the 3D right now, and it may have caused financial problems, or it may be because of financial problems, but it's caused a possible loss of values. And this is where the Tower card comes in, because it has pulled you off of your path. What is the best way to release these emotions? Like the healthiest way is you're going to examine and change your goals in your life. Money is not going to make you happy. It's time to get back in touch with your values as a being, of who you are and what's, you know, what is a value to you. Trying to fill the cup with another is an illusion of happiness and will also end in an inevitable heartbreak. I don't really want to say heartbreak, but like hurt, pain, more so on your side than on theirs, because you're filling yourself with another, and that's giving your power away. It's stepping out of your divinity. So I'm going to do some of my oracle cards. Still don't have a name for them yet. Give me a message for the collective in regards to mutual respect, please. This is for your highest good. The universe will take you there safely. Unexpected events are just loving messages from Source. Emitting an energy of lack will bring more of that same vibration. Get out of lack consciousness. Stop making excuses for your seeming weaknesses. And divine timing is at play. Hold your vibration. So this is pretty, I mean, it's pretty straightforward in regards to what the guides are saying in my mind. Unexpected events are just loving messages from Source. Sometimes they have to send us these messages in a way that we would normally view as negative to get our attention. But once we see the whole picture, a lot of times it was an awareness of self that needed to happen. And that's what I'm getting, is that it's an awareness of self. And it's maybe not one that is what you wanted to view or see. Just give me a message for the collective. It's the first time I've used these cards, guys. quite a few of these cards, actually. They're all very high frequency ascension cards. Cool. Okay. All right. Message from the collector, please. The Intergalactic Council, 29. The Intergalactic Council of 12 Great Masters makes decisions for the highest good of the universe. The council includes Marco Hilarion, Jesus, Ashtar, Kuthumi, El Moria, Paul the Venetian, Saint Germain, Kuan Yin, Lady Nada, Serapis Bey, and Lord Maitreya. Saying or thinking these names raises your frequency. Recognize that you are a multi-dimensional being. Connect with your deepest wisdom and focus on the well-being of the universe. Your guidance is to ask Angel Butiali, to take you to the Intergalactic Council in meditation or sleep and offer to serve the universe. This will greatly expand your consciousness. Your affirmation is, I visit the Intergalactic Council today. Art cards? Okay. These cards are super high frequency, very beautiful, simply art, but I will pull out the messages from the book. Also brand new, a bit hard to shuffle, not gonna lie. It's different card stock. And it isn't as, it's perforated around the edges a little bit. So you want to be careful if you were to get this deck on how you mix it. Okay, I'm sorry. Alex, stop talking. Please give me a message for the collective. Card, guys. I know the messages are long. We'll do that. So we got 16 and 48. Okay, you guys want to come play too? Noted. Excuse me. So 16 is the card of Explorer. Investigation, expansion, frivolity, lightheartedness, courage, travel, comparison, and trust. At some point during the course of a cycle, exploration of new options is valuable or necessary, albeit sometimes it's frivolous. Frustration in the face of a stalemate can promote the need to try new things, especially when the old things have outlived their usefulness. Practicing new belief systems that create greater opportunity but may require stronger discipline is truly an art. Detachment, or becoming present to the wonders of every moment, is the greatest gift to the explorer. This is the time to let go of the tight hold you have on the current situation in thought or deed. There are inherent elements to this process. Maintain trust to stay committed to your agreements. Identify purpose to investigate new options. And seek inspiration to endure until the cycle is completed. How can you expand your horizons while staying dedicated to your current goals? And I will go back to divine timing is at play. Hold your vibration. Stop making excuses for your seeming weaknesses. And emitting an energy of lack will bring more of that same vibration. Get out of lack consciousness, right? Let's see what 48 is. Union. Lovers, romance, sexuality, intermingle, connection, intersection. Lovers' first connection with a partner is deliciously profound, but ultimately fleeting. Romantic sexuality offers an opportunity to cultivate unspoken understanding. But it's the job of each partner to seize the opportunity, connecting with others, ideologically, emotionally, spiritually, or physically. Doesn't guarantee agreement. However, it can give a deeper understanding of one another, promoting love, compassion, and forgiveness. Choosing this card today occurs the need for some form of unification relating to your current situation. Allow yourself to meditate on your heart's desire and what it means if it were to be fulfilled. Remember, relationships with others are the way we learn compassion for ourselves. And you cannot love another without love for yourself. Okay? And we're going to do a light oracle card, please. We got number 17, Family of Light. It's beautiful, isn't it? All right. It's right after the Dark Night of the Soul. So you are, like I said, you've gone through this energy and you're coming out the other side. I don't know what's going on with me right now. It's doing weird things. The limits that much of humanity place upon their love, that they will love their own family, country, religion, or community better than they love those on the outside. Do not restrain your heart. You are capable of loving humanity, of loving all creation on earth as extended spiritual family. You will love all as your own. You are meant to belong to a broader family of light. While some souls have incarnated to learn about us or them, others have the purpose of teaching unconditional, all-embracing love. You are one of these. You have taken life to love the many, not just the few. For this life purpose to be anchored, issues in your biological family may keep you from bonding with them in a typical way. Perhaps you were the odd one out in your family, the one whom no one really understood. Perhaps you felt loved, but couldn't live the way your family seemed comfortable to live. Maybe you lost family members through divorce, disease, depression, and death, or through addiction or emotional immaturity that left you disconnected from key family members. If your father figure was absent, whilst you must do the emotional healing work to process that pain, understand the purpose of that absence, for your own spiritual connection to remain intact, pure, and powerful. If your mother figure was absent, whilst you're advised to do the emotional work to process that pain, understand the purpose of that absence, for you to look beyond your immediate family to find your place and find yourself belonging to and being devoted to the entire human race. Wow. This pain was part of how you remained unconditioned by the more typical family bonds. Whilst these bonds are necessary for many souls to experience their life lessons, the difficulty you may have experienced regarding them helped push you to become a child of love. You have to seek family in expansive ways, remaining open as you search for love, rather than feeding satisfied by your immediate tribe and closed up to those outside of it. You can come through your experience not as a victim of circumstance, but as an empowered soul. Process it, heal, forgive, and step into the spiritual blessings gained through your atypical relations with your biological family. Although you are not meant to belong in a traditional way to your family of origin, you shall not be denied the love you need. You are here to help build a human family joined by more than blood or legal union. It will not just be you loving the world, but the world loving you. The power of your heart to give and receive love shall not be wasted. So it is time to gently undo the patterns of attempting to fit in Instead, trust that you are exactly as you are meant to be. When you do, your magnetism will draw love and friendship from those who have vibrated a similar level of consciousness to you. Leave past human direct, excuse me. Leave past hurts and rejection behind. You no longer need them to grow. Be brave. Pray to connect to your family of light, not only in spirit, but also here on earth. Let them in. Know that you belong here in spirit and in body, to be loved, held, touched, listened to, and accepted, just as you are. And this is an invocation. I'm just going to read it to you. If you'd like to close your eyes, that's fine. I choose, of my own free will, to receive all assistance from unconditional love, so I can peacefully process any unresolved hurt, rejection, abandonment, judgment, or betrayal. I have learned how to love more unconditionally through my experiences. I have learned that love allows all beings to freely choose how they wish to live. I wish to live with openness, love, and connection, in spirit and in the flesh, with those who can accept my love and love me too. Through the divine grace, I ask for assistance in attracting my soul tribe and family of light, heavenly and human, that I may experience belonging to the consciousness community, sharing my light and love with others through unconditional love. May all beings feel the blessings of true family, of deep, abiding, divine love. By my free will, so be it. It's beautiful. All right, and we're going to do a sacred geometry oracle as well. And it popped up to the root chakra as well as change. So I would do some squats before bed. Squats are very good for the root chakra. If you do yoga, the child's pose is good for the root chakra. And you can also go look at your personal sign with the root chakra healing on my channel, because I do have that as well. I do not have the crown chakra, but I will be doing those soon. The energy hasn't been right for me to do them yet. So I do when I am given the opportunity to. Give me a message for the collective, please. For their collective's highest good. You got 16 again. So some of you, I feel like, because you got 16 with this conception, right? And then you got tantric journey, which is 42. But I know this card, and it has a lot to do with lovers and being connected to them. So conception. The frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything in creation begins. It helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of the space and what we can manifest through our own focused awareness and intention. And these are DNA activations as well. Excuse me. The last one we got was Tantric Journey. The frequency of Tantric Journey helps us to unlock the hidden knowledge and wisdom that we intrinsically hold about how to reach a state of wholeness and completion through our essential experiences with ourselves and with another. And that's another activation for you guys. And this actually kind of looks like that, doesn't it? All right. Yes? Okay. These are probably the highest frequency cards I own to date. These are Atlantean cards. There's a lot of history that is in every single card. I am just going to take what they give me, and if it's one, I will read the book. If it's more than one, I will intuitively let you know what they tell me. Okay. Ready? Please give me a message for the collective. great card stock quality. Okay. And they only wanted one for you guys, which means you're going to get out of the book. So, excuse me. I have never read with these cards before. I had them for 2.5 weeks before I was able to actually pick them up. So they were so high frequency, and I was guided to read the book before I got there. Let me find where this is at. So this is the 11th city. Okay, the 11th city of the Atlantean city. The city name is Shambhala. The ancient Egyptian god for this city was Horus. The ruler of the crystal is Terra Male. And it's asking for true self-reflection. And I don't know. So obsidian is right in the middle of your back. Okay. Apparently it's like an old school book. Sorry, guys. I'm just gonna have to search for it, I guess. There we go. Okay. Welcome, child of light. I am blessed in your presence. Long ago we embraced you, and you and I are old friends. I am the embrace of Bast, breath of Set, and path of Jackal, the pathway through the shadow self, doorway to the physical worlds and their mastery. I allow polarities to be known, and carry the freedom found in dedication to self as a spirit eternal. Will you walk the inner path of the Jackal? Let us ignite the stargates hidden deep in your heart and be blinded no more by the stars above. For fear you will not see the infinite glory that holds them. Evolve with me now. Call the 3 stars from the heavens above and let them rest in your eyes. In blinding blue light, let them expand to the 13 and come to rest at home in infinite embrace with the ancient moons. In a single call of power, unite them now at the heart and explode self into the velvet black light of all that is, the point of universal birth. We will journey now to the self-perceived darkest corridors, and by the light of my being, the reflection of truth within, you will be obvious. Beware, I am direct in my action. If you dare walk my path, embrace self, and transmute all by my earthly flame of truth to love. You may never choose to return to your old life of unrest. In acceptance of my gifts and in the definition of the shadow's embrace, you now see and feel me in reality, for there is nothing to fear in the limitless light I represent, and the reality of the Spirit's unity We are nurturing and eternally loyal to divine purpose. Let us rewrite the path of light so humanity will hide in the shadows no more, and journey proudly in the stars within and finally above to glory. If obsidian has come to you today, it is time to be truthful about self and your actions in the world. The presence of obsidian lets you know the time to take action is here and now. There is something that you are unable or unwilling to see that is interfering in your life's progress, consciously or unconsciously. This truth has led you to a space of inaction. If such things are allowed to exist, over time they only lead to pain and suffering. If there is truth in self, there will be love for the self. If there is love for the self, there will be harmony and balance in the self. Once this exists, peace will live in you and spill into your world in a blinding light of unconditional love. Obsidian also presents a protective force when needed to deliver the truth behind illness, an exercise we may do to facilitate the purification of the shadow self, which will seem silly but is very effective, is to stand where you are so you can see your shadow, and from the understanding that water is unconditional liquid light, wash it. This is not an exercise for the lounge room and is most effective on the beach with a bucket of salt water, but the hose out on the back will do just fine. Your affirmation is, I will walk the path of unconditional truth. The totem for this is jackal. Obsidian is volcanic glass, most commonly black, quite dark and opaque. It can be quite transparent and may display rainbow colors and inclusions that allow it to have swirls and bands of different colors through it. In today's world, there are many different varieties, but only a few of them are naturally occurring. Probably the most popular form of obsidian is a form often referred to as Apache tears. This form is quite transparent and easily mistaken for smoky quartz as a volcanic stone. Obsidian is formed in the last stage of volcanic eruption as the earth settles back to peace. Its healing action is very much like this, aggressive and ruthless. It leaves no stone unturned in the truthful reflection of self. But for the one that succeeds upon the healing path of obsidian, a profound peace and spirituality may be discovered that is unequaled in the mineral kingdom. Excuse me, guys. Via the true vision of self, obsidian activates positive change, where the level of honesty which with self leads to true self-love and satisfaction without the ego. My gosh. It can teach one how to nurture the self and approach change with direct action to get the job done. Okay, so the keywords to help in reading what this is trying to say to you is like there's a need for true self-reflection, changing your vision of self, nurturing yourself back to who you are and transmuting through what you think you're meant to be, transmuting through the dishonesty of self, and connecting with your Earth Star chakra from doing that. This is also connected to the Anubis, Mayan, or the American Indians. And it's also connected to your immune system. So if you're having problems with your immune system, I would definitely get some obsidian. Okay. I'm being told that's it. I hope that helped you guys. That was way more high frequency than what I usually do. This was what they had asked for. So I wish you guys the best. Whomever sees this message, I just want to remind you that The contrast is good because it reminds us of what we want. So if you weren't for sure, you're going through something that's got you like in a tower moment, and it has you focused on things that you normally wouldn't be focused on. It's good in that there's an awareness there, even though it may not be on a conscious level yet. That awareness is going to kick in for you, and once it does, you're going to see what you're going through as a lesson to better you and not something that should make you bitter. So I hope that helped. I love you guys. Namaste.